Picture this. You wake up one morning and something feels off. The world is strangely quiet. You reach for your phone, scrolling through news feeds filled with stories about, well, men. Where did everyone else go? It hits you like a ton of bricks. The women are gone. No more mothers, sisters, wives, or girlfriends. No more female colleagues, doctors, or teachers. Join us as we explore the ripple effects of a world without women, uncovering the profound impact they have on our lives in ways we might not even realize. Let's be clear, this isn't about pitting genders against each other or proclaiming one superior. It's about recognizing the unique and invaluable contributions of women to the world we know and love. Imagine a world where the laughter of children playing in the park is replaced by an unsettling silence, where the vibrant colors of fashion weeks fade into a sea of gray suits. Get ready for a thought-provoking, eye-opening, and yes, even humorous exploration of a world turned upside down. One of the most immediate and striking changes in a world without women would be the silence that descends upon our playgrounds. Imagine parks and schoolyards devoid of the joyful shrieks and giggles of children, guided and nurtured by their mothers. The familiar sight of mothers pushing swings, breaking up squabbles, and offering comforting hugs would vanish. The world would feel a little colder, a little quieter, and a lot less nurturing without their presence. Fast forward a few years into this womanless world, and let's step into the realm of fashion. Imagine a world where the runways are dominated by endless iterations of gray suits and sensible shoes. Gone are the days of vibrant colors, bold patterns, and daring designs. Without women's innate sense of style and their keen eye for detail, the fashion industry would likely grind to a halt, stuck in a perpetual cycle of monotonous practicality. The world would be a sea of beige and gray, devoid of the creativity and flair that women bring to the world of fashion. And speaking of things losing their luster, let's not forget the art world. Imagine walking through a museum, but instead of being moved by evocative portraits or thought-provoking sculptures, you're met with, well, the basics. Without women's nuanced perspectives and their ability to infuse art with emotion and depth, creativity would likely take a nosedive. Literature, music, and film would all bear the brunt of a world devoid of women's creative voices. A world without women's artistic contributions would be a world significantly less colorful, expressive, and thought-provoking. Now let's step into a realm where the absence of women would be deeply felt: healthcare and education. Imagine hospitals where the gentle touch of a female nurse is replaced by a gruff pat on the back. Imagine classrooms where the patience and empathy of female teachers are sorely missed. Women, often lauded for their nurturing instincts and their ability to connect on an emotional level, play a vital role in these fields. The world would feel the ripple effects of their absence in the generations to come. Step into the corporate world, and you'll witness a scene straight out of a slapstick comedy. Imagine boardrooms filled with men in ill-fitting suits, their ties askew, struggling to maintain order. The meticulous organization and strategic planning that women often bring to the table would be noticeably absent. The absence of women in leadership positions would be keenly felt. Their ability to inspire, motivate, and foster collaboration would be sorely missed. Without women's contributions, the business world would likely become a much more chaotic, less efficient, and arguably less profitable place. Beyond the boardroom, the impact of a world without women would reverberate through various industries. Imagine a world where scientific breakthroughs are few and far between, where technological advancements stagnate, and where the frontiers of knowledge remain frustratingly unexplored. Women have long played a crucial role in driving innovation, contributing their unique perspectives and problem-solving skills to fields like medicine, engineering, and technology. The world would be deprived of the ingenuity, creativity, and sheer brainpower that women bring to the table. The impact wouldn't be limited to high-powered corporate offices or cutting-edge laboratories. The absence of women would be acutely felt in countless industries and professions that rely heavily on their skills and dedication. From the service industry to the arts and culture sector, the absence of women would leave a gaping hole in the workforce. The work that women do in all its forms is essential to the functioning of society, and their absence would be felt in every facet of our lives. The economic consequences of a world without women would be nothing short of catastrophic. With a significant portion of the workforce suddenly gone, economies would falter, productivity would plummet, and global markets would be plunged into turmoil. The loss of women's contributions to the workforce, both paid and unpaid, would have a ripple effect throughout society. The world would face an economic crisis unlike any other, driven by a fundamental imbalance in the workforce and a profound misunderstanding of the value that women bring to the table. Let's wander into a world without women, but this time, we find ourselves in a hallowed hall of art, a museum. We gaze upon the walls, expecting to be greeted by masterpieces that have captivated generations. But instead of the Mona Lisa's enigmatic smile, we're met with a blank canvas. The soul of art, the raw emotion, the intricate details, the stories whispered through brushstrokes. They've all faded with the disappearance of women. The world would be robbed of the emotional depth and complexity that female artists bring to the canvas, leaving behind a void of creative expression. Imagine strolling through a sculpture garden, expecting to be awed by intricate forms and evocative shapes. Instead, you're met with rows of, well, let's just call them geometric interpretations. Perhaps a cube here, a pyramid there. Without women's inherent understanding of form, balance, and the subtle nuances of human emotion, art might become a cold, hard, and frankly boring affair. The stage would be a far less vibrant, less emotionally resonant place. The absence of women in the arts wouldn't just make the world a less beautiful place, it would make it a less interesting, less thought-provoking, and less emotionally intelligent place. Literature, for instance, would be stripped of some of its most powerful voices. Imagine a world without Jane Austen's social commentary, the Bronte sisters' Gothic romance, or Maya Angelou's powerful poetry. The world without women in the arts would be a world without a fundamental part of its soul. Now, let's venture into a realm where the absence of women would be felt most acutely, the world of healthcare. Imagine walking into a hospital, not the sterile, efficient places we know, but something out of a low-budget action movie. Bandages applied with the grace of duct tape and bedside manner that would make a drill sergeant seem comforting. The healthcare system, once a bastion of empathy and care, might morph into a cold, impersonal machine. The loss of female doctors, surgeons, and specialists would be equally devastating. The medical field, once at the forefront of advancements in women's health, might regress. Meanwhile, in the hallowed halls of learning, a different kind of chaos reigns. Remember those organized classrooms guided by patient teachers who somehow managed to maintain order amidst the chaos of youthful energy? Yeah, those days are over. Imagine classrooms resembling scenes from a rambunctious playground, paper airplanes soaring through the air, students engaging in thumb wars instead of algebra, and the poor, overwhelmed male teacher desperately trying to regain control with a whistle that's gone mysteriously missing. The absence of female educators, particularly in early childhood development, would be deeply felt. The nurturing environment that women excel at creating, where children feel safe to explore, learn, and grow, would be replaced by a more rigid, less empathetic approach. The patience required to guide a child through the complexities of reading, writing, and arithmetic might dwindle. The emotional intelligence to understand the needs of different learning styles might be lost. The world, in essence, might become a much less patient and understanding place for young minds to develop. The common thread running through both healthcare and education in a world without women is a stark empathy gap. Women, often lauded for their emotional intelligence and their ability to connect on a deeper level, bring a crucial element of human understanding to these fields. Their absence would leave a void not easily filled. Imagine a world where vulnerability is met with awkward silence, where tears are met with a gruff, "Buck up, champ." The human touch, the ability to truly see and understand the emotional needs of others, might become a rare commodity. This empathy gap would extend beyond the professional realm. In personal relationships, friendships, and even casual interactions, the absence of women's emotional intelligence would be palpable. The world might become a much more transactional, less emotionally nuanced place, where feelings are suppressed and vulnerability is perceived as weakness. The overall picture painted by a world without women in healthcare and education is one of a colder, less caring, and less emotionally intelligent society. The nurturing, empathetic presence that women bring to these fields would be sorely missed, leaving behind a void that no amount of brute force efficiency could ever hope to fill. This isn't to say that men are incapable of empathy or care. However, the traditional societal roles and expectations placed on men often prioritize stoicism and strength over emotional expression and vulnerability. In a world suddenly devoid of women, the task of filling this empathy gap would be a monumental one, requiring a fundamental shift in societal norms and expectations. The world would have to learn to value and cultivate these qualities in all genders, recognizing that empathy and care are not solely feminine traits, but essential human qualities that benefit us all. Until then, the absence of women in these crucial fields would leave an undeniable void, impacting generations to come. Fast forward a few months into this womanless world, and the initial shock has worn off. The men have traded in their briefcases for diaper bags and their power suits for, well, slightly less ironed shirts. The daily routines of life must go on, even without the women who usually orchestrate them. Dads are engaged in a chaotic ballet of getting themselves and their offspring ready for the day. The school run has transformed into a comical spectacle of dads multitasking. Managing a household and raising children single-handedly is not for the faint of heart. The absence of women is felt most acutely in the mysterious realm of laundry. Washing machines have transformed into enigmatic contraptions. The internet is flooded with forums dedicated to deciphering laundry symbols. The great laundry experiment is in full swing with mixed results, often resulting in shrunken sweaters, faded jeans, and pink socks. Dads are learning the hard way that laundry is not a task to be taken lightly. As the sun sets, another challenge awaits our intrepid dads: dinner time. Kitchens now resemble fast food assembly lines. The freezer aisle has become a dad's best friend. Cooking is now a desperate attempt to provide sustenance. Dads and kids shovel food between bites of screen time. Survival is the name of the game, and convenience is king. Let's delve into the realm of romance, or rather, the lack thereof. The delicate dance of courtship has devolved into awkward missteps and fumbled attempts. Imagine a lingering glance met with a blank stare, a playful touch misinterpreted as a declaration of war, and the art of flirting as foreign as ancient Sanskrit. The absence of women has left men stranded in a sea of miscommunication. The dating scene, once a vibrant landscape of possibilities, has transformed into a barren wasteland. Dating apps, once buzzing with witty profiles and alluring photos, now resemble online forums dedicated to discussing the merits of various power tools. The art of crafting a compelling profile, of highlighting one's best qualities while maintaining an air of mystery, is a skill lost on the men left behind. Instead, they resort to listing their favorite sports teams, their car's horsepower, and their impressive collection of barbecue utensils. First dates, once filled with nervous anticipation and the hope of finding a spark, have become more akin to business meetings, with agendas to be followed and objectives to be met. The conversations revolve around work, sports, and the merits of different brands of beer. The absence of women with their ability to inject a dose of warmth, humor, and emotional depth into the dating experience has left the men feeling like they're back in the dark ages of romance. Valentine's Day. Once a celebration of love and romance, now a stark reminder of what's been lost. Florists driven to the brink of bankruptcy, chocolate companies struggling to stay afloat, and greeting cards saying, "To my best bud, you're all right." Romantic gestures, candlelit dinners, bouquets of roses have become relics of a bygone era. Men awkwardly exchanging handshakes, muttering, "Happy Valentine's Day, I guess," or gifting power drills as a testament to platonic affection. The void left by the absence of women who understood the language of love is palpable. Valentine's Day, once a celebration of romantic love, is now a somber reminder of colder hearts and rough expressions of love. As we conclude our journey through a world without women, it's time to step back from the humorous scenarios. The world without women would be a fundamentally different and arguably lesser place. It's easy to poke fun at the image of men grappling with household chores, but beneath the humor lies a sobering realization. Women's contributions to society are the very threads that hold the fabric of our world together. Their absence would leave a void not easily filled in our homes, our workplaces, our hearts, and our very souls. This thought experiment, while rooted in imagination, carries a powerful message for the world we live in today. It's a call to action, a plea for greater understanding, respect, and appreciation for the women who enrich our lives in countless ways. The world we choose to create moving forward is up to us. Let us choose wisely.